Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Or if you are new here, a massive warm welcome to you. I'm so glad you are here. So let's start the video and let's start this journey of Spark together. So here basically what we are going to cover in this series. So we will cover the Spark concepts and we will basically use PySpark, and then I will give you some hints on Scala as well. So if you don't want to use PySpark, that's also fine. You can cover the series, and then we are going to uh, dive into a much deeper topic, performance tuning. This is required in a lot of interviews, so my task here will be to make you ready for an interview, and so that you can answer the questions that are asked related to performance tuning and optimization in Spark, how you can optimize your application so that it performs much faster and it is reliable, it is scalable, those things. I am mostly going to using the practical approach, but sometimes when it is required, I will be using theories, because knowing the theories will basically help you write better performance tuning. It will help you to write efficient code. It will help you to troubleshoot your bugs, or anything that you are going to face. Basically, the theory helps a lot there. It will be definitely helpful for your interview and your career growth. So let's start. This will be a basic video where we don't dive into much. I will just give you an intro and what we are going to be learning in the next videos. And so let's start. So what is Apache Spark basically? So Apache Spark is a unified computing engine and a set of libraries for parallel data processing on computer clusters. So here the first term that you can see is unified compute engine. What do you mean by unified? So earlier when we did not had Spark, what we used to do, we used to use a lot of tools, a lot of different tools, and we used to use a tool for getting the data. And then if you had to write a SQL, we will use another tool. Let's say you have to do machine learning now, so now you will have to use another tool. So we had a lot of tools that we had to use for these data analytics or data science things. So what Spark did is that Spark combined all of those things into one. So now you can write your machine learning, you can query the data, you can get the data, write it to any storage service like Amazon S3 or HDFS using Spark. So it is unified in nature. That's why the term unified means you can make big data applications easier and more efficiently, and you don't have to use a lot of tools. Spark will be the consistent tool that you can use. So let's understand what do you mean by compute engine. What is meant by compute engine? So Spark loads the data from some storage system. It can be anything, Amazon S3 or HDFS, and then it performs some tasks, some transformation, some computation on top of it, and it will save the data somewhere, in any other storage system. It will not keep the data to itself. So it gets the data, performs the transformation, and saves the data somewhere else. So you don't have any storage system in the Spark. It is just used for the computation, the transformation. So it is in that way a computation engine. And also there is a lot of library associated with Spark, as Spark is a very widely used framework. So it is used in almost any big data company. So it has a lot of library so that you can use. Let's say you want to use SQL, you have Spark SQL. For that you want to use Python, you can use PySpark. For that you want to use Java, no problem, you can use Java to write the Spark code. So let's move on to the next video. So this is the all the components and all the libraries that Sparks offers to its end user. So we have structured streaming, advanced, we can do advanced analytics on top of it. It has a very large range of libraries, and it has a great ecosystem. You can ask for help anywhere. And then we have the structured API that helps us to transform the tables. So we have data sets, data frames, and SQL. And then you have lower level of APIs like RDDs and distributed variables. Don't worry about these terms because we are going to discuss all of these in the next upcoming videos. So let's move on to the next video. Next video we will see the application of the Spark application and how it is working, what is happening behind the scenes when you write a transformation and you do anything what Spark is doing, its mechanism basically. Hey, here is a cool thing. Did you know that Spark is a framework? And since Spark is a framework, it is not a library. Why is it not a library? I want you to think on these things like what is the difference between framework and Spark? Framework. What is the difference between framework and a library? Okay, this is the end of the video. So stay tuned, guys, because there is a lot of cool things that are going to be in this video.